Hello, everyone. Today, what you're going to be seeing is me going over brand extension, and I'm also going to be incorporating a real life example that's super popular right now. Now, let me start off by saying that this is a very important lecture to understand because it is basically going to be the heart of a project that you guys are going to be starting hopefully in a couple days. So it's really important that you guys watch this and understand it. So I'm going to go full screen and I'm going to just go over it as I would in the class. I'm going to make it as clear and concise as possible. So basically, I'm going to be talking about this whole trend of like people becoming vegetarian and moving to meatless meat options. But first, let me talk about what brand extension is. This is what your project is going to be about. So, brand extension is taking an already established brand and creating a new product or even a new product category. So, it's already taking that pre established, really popular, solid brand and expanding on it. All right, so you basically used your reputation and popularity to launch this new product. But it has to be a logical association between the products. So let me explain what that means. So, for example, Windex making a sports drink does not make sense. The Windex brand, what people know about it, how people feel about it, does not jive well with a sports drink. What would be logical would Tropicana making a sherbet. Okay, so those two things do make sense. So, a successful brand extension allows a company to either diversify their offerings to like offer new products, increase market share, getting more people to buy their stuff, or even boost their profits. So, using that existing brand is really effective and it's an inexpensive marketing tool because the brand is already established. You're not really having to sell people on you because they already trust your brand. Now, here are going to be a few pictures of brand extensions that make sense. Okay, so look at the top. Boston Market making frozen meals like chicken parmesan, that makes sense. Okay, those two things go together. Oreo creating a pie crust, Google making that Google Home that allows you to answer your questions on the fly. It ties you basically into the universe of information. Planters Peanuts making a peanut butter, totally makes sense. Tide having a to-go stick to remove stains. Mr. Clean with the erasers, the magic erasers that erase pretty much any scuffs or scratches on things. And then Oprah creating a magazine about all things that she loves, things that are trending. People trust her. So those things all make sense. Now I'm going to jump screens really quickly and go to this. I'm just going to go through some additional product extensions that work and then some that I think are a little questionable. So for example, Crunch making Crunch bars that are flavored off Girl Scout cookies. Okay, that makes sense. NyQuil creating a sleep aid. So if you guys don't know this already, NyQuil was to help you sleep and help relieve some of those symptoms that you have from being sick. But what they realized is people were taking NyQuil even though they weren't sick just to help them sleep. So NyQuil said, well, let's go ahead and take the medicinal properties out of our product and let's just do a sleep aid, which was genius. Orville Redenbacher making ready to eat popcorn so you don't have to pop it, it's already done. Starbucks making their own coffee maker. The Food Network opening up their own restaurant, and Vera Wang, who is a very famous wedding gown designer, coming out with a clothing line. All of these brands, you guys, making these products make sense. They are logical. People will see that these two things go together. Now, on the other hand, these are real products that I'm about to look at that I think were a little bit questionable. So, for example, Zippo, which is a lighter, making a perfume for women. And I kid you not, this is a real thing. Okay, Snooki, if you're familiar with the Jersey Shore, coming out with her own tanning line of lotions. Eva Longoria, she's an actress. She came out with a steakhouse for women. So this was in Vegas. It was called She Steakhouse. So it was a steakhouse that was geared towards females. I'm all about equality, but that's still just a little strange. Dr. Pepper coming out with a marinade for meats. So you guys could put Dr. Pepper marinade on your chicken and steak before you grill it. Some of you are probably weird and like think that's good. Still not for me. I saw these at the dollar store the other day and I actually should have just bought one. But Arizona iced tea, okay, you guys know those big cans of iced tea, they came out with a nachos and cheese dip. I really don't see the jump from iced tea to this, but that's probably why they're at the dollar store now. And then last but not least, Virgin Airlines. Okay, Richard Branson, he has like Virgin Mobile and Virgin Airlines. He came out with a water purifier. I don't know. Again, some people just think because they have a successful brand that they can just create a product and people are going to be dumb enough to jump on board. So it does have to be logical, guys, if you guys want it to work. So I'm going to jump back to where we left off. And I'm going to really quickly go through this whole meatless trend and how this is product extension in real life. This is happening right now. So you guys understand that this is real life stuff. So really quickly, kind of just to set us up, people are starting to understand they are what they eat, okay? People are becoming a lot more health conscious. So Americans are turning to plant-based meat alternatives. But as a former vegetarian, I can agree with this. The taste and texture, the gap in that still exists. People want plant-based meat alternatives, but they really are having a hard time getting a taste and texture that still like checks all those boxes. Okay, it is meatless, but it still has a good taste and still kind of has a meatier texture. So companies are scrambling to really, get that going. Now, 52% of consumers claim they are eating more plant-based foods, and 63 are saying they're increasing their use of it. In 2018, the sales of plant-based meats grew 24%. That's a huge jump. People are really starting to take their health seriously, and companies are jumping on that. In 2017, it was a smaller growth, but you can see 2019 and 2020 are probably going to be even more. Okay, and there's a really big increase in flexitarians. I never even knew this was a thing, and I promise you it is. This is a person who is primarily vegetarian, but will occasionally eat meat and fish. So those people are out there as well. So there is a market for it, guys. You guys can see how we fall between China and India as far as like who doesn't eat it, who says, yeah, I'll probably have it, and people who are, very extremely likely to buy it. Okay, just a quick some more facts. Out of 100 Americans polled, 54% said they would like to include more plant in their diet to be healthier. 42%, if options are available, they're going to do that in their diet. And really, people cited these things as the main reasons that they want to get healthier. Heart health, longevity, stronger bones, and all that comes from plant-based. Okay, and also then you have animal welfare, sustainable environments, etc. So there's a lot that goes into this, why people are getting behind this plant-based meat movement. All right, now here's the main thing, okay? So up at the top here, we have Kellogg's, which is a brand I know you all know, and then Hormel. I'm assuming most of you know this, but maybe it's new to you. So Kellogg's owns Morningstar, and Morningstar is a vegetarian line. And to be honest, their chicken patties, guys, are actually pretty good. I'm not down with their burgers. Their burgers, to me, kind of tasted like bananas. But Morningstar, if you're a vegetarian or thinking of incorporating, less meat in your diet, I liked Morningstar. Hormel does a lot of meats. Okay, they have the chilies, the bacons. They also have cheese and meat platters and even deli meat. Now, these two companies want to cash in on this meatless trend. So check this out. So they are doing 2 new product launches. And I think on the future slides, I might say when this is actually happening. I don't remember off the top of my head, but Kellogg's, under their Morningstar brand, is going to be offering Incognito, which is actually a pretty clever name. So it's kind of a play on words, but this is a 100% plant-based burger patty. Hormel decided to go ahead and launch their brand, Happy Little Plants, which is also plant-based meat. So they both saw this opportunity. The Morningstar brand is going to put out Incognito, and then Hormel will put out Happy Little Plants. Now, just a quick review of this. Hormel's new brand is Happy Little Plants, while Kellogg's is Incognito. And they're plant-based meat options. They're non-GMO and they're designed to look and taste like real meat. Okay, and they're going to compete, I'm sorry, directly with the two brands that are already dominating the market, which is Beyond Meat and then Impossible, which you probably may know from Burger King, which we'll get to in just a moment. So right now, there's not a ton of brands competing in this market. So Kellogg's and Hormel are trying to cash in while they can. Hormel said its product launch will be this week, and I made this lecture last semester, so it's probably already out. And it looks like Kellogg's will be doing the same early 2020, which is now. So they're going to be also offering chicken tenders and nuggets in the freezer section and some additional stuff, but I haven't checked in on that. So you guys can see this is an example of product extension. Two brands cashing in on an opportunity that makes sense to them. Now, really quick, this whole non-meat industry over the next decade is projected to be about a $140 billion industry. Okay, people are starting to really care about what they put in their bodies, animal welfare, the impact on the environment, etc. So you may see some other companies doing the same over the next couple years. Now you can see here estimated meat substitute sales in selected countries in 2018. All right, so the US, UK, Germany, all the way down to Spain, these are the sales that they think are going to be happening for this non-meat industry. All right. And last but not least, this is the end, opening up more doors. So Beyond Meat, which was one of the companies I told you about earlier, they have piqued the interest of Dunkin' Donuts and HelloFresh. So you guys are familiar with Dunkin' Donuts. They want to kind of incorporate them into their breakfast sandwiches. And then HelloFresh is a meal delivery service that offers meals that are delivered directly to your door and you prepare them. So this would be a great vegetarian option or vegan option for people. And then Impossible Foods made headlines when they secured a deal with Burger King. So I know you guys have heard of the Impossible Whopper. That's the brand is Impossible. So again, product extension is all about taking your well-established brand and cashing in on it. But remember, whatever product you make has to make sense in the product line. Okay, so Gatorade creating, say, a breakfast cereal that has little marshmallows shaped like lightning bolts that are infused with electrolytes. So it's a good way to fuel up before game day. That makes sense. Okay, so you want to take a brand and create a product that leverages the already established reputation and will increase sales and market share. So you'll hear more from me about the project in upcoming days, but for now, you're going to be working on a few assignments that talk about brand extension. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. And I'm looking forward to starting this project. It's a really good one, you guys.